She's so delightful, that lady. Right. When it comes to, I'll get straight into it, tapping. I imagine if you've even bothered coming, you'd have heard about tapping and how awesome it is. Or I've just told you it's really awesome and you're like, well, she must be talking about something amazing because look, she looks so happy all the time. I actually got called annoyingly happy the other day, didn't I? Which was quite cool. How can I be that happy all of the time? I actually triggered somebody because of how annoyingly happy I am on my podcast. How can you be like not? Anyway, I really enjoyed that. But I do come sometimes cry, so I'll remember to video myself next time I cry. Anyway, so I'll let you know really how I got here. It's not a big long. I'm not going to give you like my book. You can, and that will come out later in the year. But I will give you an idea about how I got here, as in loving tapping and wanting to share it with the world and get everyone their power back and stuff. So really basically I was quite ill as a kid and I got out of it, and I had quite a narcissistic dad. I wish I didn't know he was, but quite controlling and stuff. So obviously I end up getting into some difficult relationships, and I kind of started my spiritual journey though quite soon. I was very sick as a teenager, so I was anorexic. I had real food control issues, which then turned into other things. I got out of that and I got overweight. Then I turned it onto relationships, and I really struggled with how to connect properly, and I inappropriate most of the time. Anyway, I started my spiritual journey, if you like, when I was about 17, when nothing else was really working, and I turned to sort of Reiki and became trained in Reiki and things like that. But as time sort of goes on, Andrew's coming. Another Andrew, which is pretty cool. He's a very nice Andrew. All nice. I haven't met a bad and haven't met a not nice Andrew yet. Anyway, cool. I'll just put him on mute in the nicest possible way. I won't go on and on and on about me, by the way, don't worry. So roll forward a few years. Hi, Andrew. I'm just telling you like a little bit about my story, and then we'll get in.
Cool. Apologies for being late. The link didn't come through till a second time just now for some reason.
I hear excuses afterwards, if that's all right.
Oh, okay.
Joking.
I know.
Okay. I'll see you later. Right. Okay. Oh no. There we go. Okay. Cool. Right. Okay. So fast forward on a few years. I'm married. I think I've married the most amazing fairy tale chap. He's absolutely gorgeous, delightful. Swept me off my feet, give me everything I asked the universe for, except I was probably not in the best place. I was almost I didn't realize, but I was searching for somebody to sweep me off my feet and make everything okay, and that's kind of what I got that, but what happened is when there were chinks in the armor, and so there's no blame here. I don't blame anybody. We all have our lessons and our journeys and things, but I was then getting very sad. I gave up my business and things, my choice. I will say it's all my choice and things. But I started getting very sad, and I was in this relationship that was getting very controlling and very gaslighty and very sending me slightly doolally, if I'm honest, and not knowing what was my fault anymore, not knowing what I'd done. I was putting on weight, even though I couldn't eat anything. All of a sudden I was allergic to all these foods. Not only that, my shoulder decided it was going to go again, and so I had to have incredibly painful surgery again. I did fall off a climbing wall, but that's neither here nor there. So I had to have shoulder surgery again, which was really painful. But that seemed to make my relationship better in a weird sort of way. So me being in a lot of pain and quite needy. And then I had appendicitis. And then I had septicemia from literally nowhere. So there I was, getting sicker and sicker and sicker, getting sadder and sadder and sadder in this awful kind of vortex, not knowing what was even mine anymore. And I phoned my mum. And I said, and actually the surgeon said, we can't operate on your shoulder again. And I'm like, I can't move. I'm in so much pain. Luckily, I've driven an automatic car. Don't tell anyone. But I said, I can barely move and do anything. And, hang on. So hang on a sec. There we go. So, I remember phoning my mum saying, I don't know what to do. I'm in utter agony. Everything's going wrong. I literally don't know whether I'm coming or going. what am I going to do? And, you expect, my mum's quite nice. And she said, well, all you're doing is asking everyone else to fix you. No wonder it's all going wrong. I'm like, first of all, I said, well, that's fucking helpful. Thanks, Mum. And then I kind of realized that she didn't realize where that come from. She just said what she had to say. And then I thought, oh my God, yeah, I'm looking at all the wrong places. The only thing that's broken is I'm breaking, and I know better than this. I know. And so my second cousin, Wendy, who I hadn't spoken to for a good 17 years, happens to be an EFT practitioner and trainer, a matrix printing practitioner and trainer. She's been doing it about 20 years. So I thought, you know what? I'll give her a call. And she happens to be available, even though she's never available. She's very busy. And she happened to take up the phone, and she went, shit. And she just spent an hour talking to me and said, right, you need to see someone that I know. I was like, well, who can he help me? He says, no, he'll just teach you how to help yourself. I'm like, oh, fuck's sake, more work. So I then phoned this guy who's Carl Dawson, a northern guy, very unassuming, but had been through a really similar journey to me. And he taught me EFT. It took me a few goes, because every time you go and learn EFT, with the deep mechanics of it, you kind of, all your shit comes up, and you end up kind of, I left the room, I think, for most of the first, because I was just in flux. All the stuff I thought I dealt with, I hadn't. And that's probably the key. I had so much therapy, so much. I was in psychiatric hospitals for like 5 years. I mean, I was sectioned. I mean, I'd had everything. I'd even had like, I'll share an ECT, the electric convulsive treatment. I had everything. So when you talk about therapies, talk about everything I'd under the sun to try and help with. But half of it was I was getting traumatized whilst being sick. So that's the problem. It was just this perpetuating nightmare there. And I'd stored it all, and I thought I dealt with it. I genuinely thought I've dealt with it. I am fine. I am rocking. And then I go and learn, I go and tap on my forehead, and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like in this pile of like gibbering wreck. And so I went several times to go back and back and back to training. And then I thought, Jesus, this is powerful. If I can find things I didn't even know were wrong before and entirely change my life, maybe I should be doing this for other people. And I did. I entirely changed my life. What happened whilst I was changing my life is I was able to qualify as a Pilates instructor, which to me was amazing, because I was so terrified of being judged by my peers. That I've mentioned it before, but like that part in The Wall, where Pink Floyd, if you like The Wall, and the judgment of my peers, it's that was like my ultimate nightmare. If not, I'll put it in the group, you can have a watch. And I was able to go and train as a Pilates instructor. And like, I'm not your lithe tiny person, so I'm there in my lycra telling everyone, like, I can make you look amazing. And I didn't even feel amazing, but I did that. I was like, right, this works. My relationship was literally go boo, but that was because my belief was I'm never going to be enough. That was always what was running. I'm never going to be, not even good enough, but I'm never going to be enough. And lo and behold, my husband at the time, well, he's still technically, but my husband's belief was nothing's ever going to be enough for me. So I'll tell you this, and it's no judgment on him whatsoever. But so whilst I was running, I was like, I am enough. Of course I'm enough. I'm everything I'm meant to be. He decided to go and have a gay relationship, because there's nothing that I can do about that. I mean, I cannot. There's certain things I can't be enough for. Like, I'm never going to do that. So, I mean, but that's how fundamental our beliefs are. And if you're here, you probably know that our beliefs rule exactly what we do every day. But getting to your beliefs and turning them around is like, and understanding what your beliefs truly are. And I have nothing against talking therapies and therapies like that, and all sorts of therapies. They're amazing. But the therapies that work, in my opinion, the best are ones that are like these intuitive, straight to the root, talk to your subconscious, however you want to do that. I tend to find anything somatic, so anything with touch is just like, because it takes you right there. So some people do havening. It's not something I love, havening. I find EFT amazing because you're literally working on the meridians of your body. So you are working with your body's own like map in order to get rid of the stored energy. So what I have realized is that, yes, I've done loads, hundreds and hundreds of one-to-ones, and I love it. But the one thing that was missing is people were needing me, and they were coming to me for me to help them. And every time things got bad, they'd phone me and say, oh, I need another session. I'm like, yeah, that's great. That's really great on one level. It's great, you know, and it's, you know, they heal from one thing and then they want me to come and help them with another thing. And that is amazing. It's a wonderful journey. And I thought, surely I've been taught, you know, and don't get me wrong, I have one-to-ones as well. I do have one-to-ones with people because I think it's really important, especially because of what I do. But I help other people. So I feel like I need to keep working on my shit. But the biggest part of when you are not when you don't feel in control of your own life is you're not in control of your own life. And the fundamental thing for me to change my life was to completely get my power back and to stand entirely authentically as me, and knowing that I was complete. I was utterly complete, exactly as I was, and I knew how to heal myself. So I think that is the most powerful thing that I can give other people, is to show them how to do it themselves. Now, I'm only here probably with you for an hour. Sometimes we go over an hour. I'll do my best not to go over an hour, but and hang on. Okay, cool. Right. And this, I will be able to show you fundamental tool. I'll be able to show you EFT. I'm going to start showing you EFT now and showing you how to do it and the best way to get to where you want to get to. There's things I can't do in a workshop, and I do like this. I do tapping stuff. I do tapping, weekly tapping stuff, and I do big group stuff. That's all there for you. And EFT is something you need to keep doing, and it is a skill you hone. And that's why I've set up, as Jules is already part of it, is like a tap, it is TCT, I think, tap the crap out of that, where it's basically every week we do tapping together as a group, and I do demos with other people. So we really, really dig deep. But so I'm just saying, once you learn this, it's important to keep doing it. It's like, I think Brad Yates coined it as emotional hygiene. Like, you do your teeth, so just tap on it, tap on everything. And now I will hopefully, if everyone got a pad and a pen and stuff, writing notes. I don't write notes ever or give PDFs ever. Well, I do occasionally give a PDF, but it's uncommon because I really hate doing them. So I think I should enjoy my job, and so I really hate doing PDFs. So I do have, like, I think I have 2 PDFs that I've got, and I totally can have them all day. Right. Okay. So the basics of EFT, it basically changes when you tap on part of your body. And the reason it works so well is because you are physically tuning in to how your body felt in the moment of trauma. So the way this works really well is, I'd like you to tap here. I'm going to ask you to think about a couple of things. Take a couple of really deep breaths. So deep breath, I'm taking heart breaths. Have you done heart math breathing before? Heart math breathing? No? Okay. Okay. So I want you to breathe in for 5, but breathe into your heart and just release without force, as if you're doing Wim Hof. Just breathe in really deeply into your heart and then just release. Keep tapping just on the side of your hand, really gently. Okay. Okay, so if there's one thing in your life, just one very specific thing you would like to know more about yourself, if there's one thing, if you could get rid of that thing or get that thing, what would it be? If you would want to get rid of or create one thing, because this really works when you're specific. Do you want me to give you a really, really cheesy line? In order to be terrific, you've got to be specific. How cool am I? I'm really cool. In case you forgot or didn't know, I'm very cool. Right, okay, so has everybody got one thing, one specific thing? It doesn't matter how small it is, but the more specific you are, the better. So I would like to not shout at my kids more. I would like to eat less chocolate. I would like to be more rich. I would like to love more easily. I'd like my foot not to hurt. I don't know, literally whatever it might be, something you definitely do or definitely don't want. Has everyone got that? Everyone's got one, right? Do you want to write it down for me? Well, for you, don't write it down for me, write it down for you. Cool, okay. Because everything that about us that we want to change, the reason we have patterns of behavior is because it's stored in our energy, and we can always, there is a point we feel it in our body, and the reason we feel it in our body is because we store trauma in our body, and that's why our body starts breaking and hurting and doing things that it doesn't, it's just trying to show us that, help me, and it comes out in our body when it's tried every other way. So that's why people get sick. That's why I couldn't lose weight. That's why some people get very sore teeth or infections, whatever it might be. Your body is talking to you. And so if we tune into where we feel stuff in our body before it hurts, we can keep our body healthy as well. And when we get our stories of, you know, I won't go into that, but okay, so I want you so that's what we're going to try and do. So I want you to really hear, I want you to tune in to that thing. And whenever I ask a question, don't judge it or think about it. Just write the first thing, or write the first thing that comes into your head. And that's your subconscious talking. So don't think, well, that's a bit stupid or that's a bit silly. Don't judge yourself. Just write it down without judgment. Okay, so when you think about this one thing you want to eliminate or get into your life, really think about it. And then if you could feel it in your body, where would it be? If you could feel it anywhere in your body. And if you want to share this with me, it would really help if I could have some kind of, you don't have to share like anything too deep, but if you could write in the chat, just then I'll be able to show you how we then create a script around tapping and stuff. So if anybody could share, you feel your chest, you're like, okay, cool. All right. Okay. So I want you to keep tuning into that. If it had a color, what would it be? First thought, best thought. There's another rhyme. That's not a rhyme, is it? That's just, anyway. I'll try not to get the giggles. It's not uncommon to me to get the giggles. Okay, cool. Okay, if there was an emotion, what would it be attached to that color? We'll go, Andrew, in there, blue in your belly. If there was an emotion attached to that, what would it be? Sadness. Okay. And if it had a density, or if it had a shape or a density or any kind of features, what would it look like? Was this joy? Okay, cool. Okay, and then I want you to score it, not heavy blob. Okay, and is it quite a blob, like a really, like a, is it a thick blob like tar, or is it like a heavy blob, like really like tune into everything it is? Is it moving? Is it kind of like a blub 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 like that? Is it moving around? Really tune into it, and then give it an intensity. So 0 being no intensity at all, and 10 being the most intense you've ever felt it. Really dense. You keep coming in, Andrew. I'll admit you again. There we go. Other Andrew. There we go.
Yeah, I can't do chat on my phone, so I've tried to get the computer working again because it was playing up.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Don't be sorry. Never be sorry, because I don't mind. You can't offend me either. People try. No, they don't actually. I don't think they do. I wouldn't know if they did, because I don't get offended anymore. Anyway. So okay, so 7. Okay, so heavy block. Okay. So I want you to tune into wherever you're feeling this now. I'm going to go, because I've got most information from Andrew. Okay, so when you're really tuning into it, and it's a 7 out of 10. So then what we're going to do, we need to accept ourselves with this. However much we don't want this thing, we need to, first of all, accept it without judgment. Okay, so the way we always start is even though. So if you say that, I can't hear you. So even though I have this heavy blob of sadness in my belly. Is it belly you said? Yeah. I love and accept myself anyway. Now, the caveat there is not everyone can say that. If you're quite early in your journey of self-love and self-everything and self-healing, you might go, but I don't. I genuinely, you have to talk to your subconscious and be honest. So if you don't love and accept yourself, whereabouts are you? Are you open to loving and accepting yourself in the future? Are you thinking you might possibly one day be open to loving, accepting yourself in the future anyway? I mean, really do be honest, because if you don't love yourself, don't kid yourself that you do, because your subconscious will just go, yeah, whatever, we're just talking crap again. So really say, even though I've got this, this heavy blob, this dense, heavy blob of sadness in my belly. You can even say, I accept myself in this moment anyway. So they're the key words, is even though I accept myself, I love and accept myself in any way that you can, anyway. Okay, and then we'll repeat different versions of that. So even though I have this heavy blob of sadness in my belly, right now in this moment, I accept myself anyway. Okay, so even though I've got this sadness, I'm open to the possibility of accepting myself in the future anyway. Okay. Now, has anybody's moved just by doing that little phrase? Is everyone saying the phrase? Do you want a little moment just to sort of just tune into that? Now, what might happen is that things shift. Oh, actually, it's in my throat or my foot or my elbows or something. Every time it shifts, you start again. It's called chasing the pain. And so we chase it around the body until it settles on something, and then we'll tune into where it settles. So do you all want a minute to do that? Does anybody have any questions about that? Does everyone feel comfortable? Or are you like, okay, so moving down slowly from solar plexus to sacral. Okay. So is it still the same really heavy blue blob of sadness, but just moving down? Is it still the same? Right, so yours is now yellow. Oh, it's different Andrew. My contact lens has gone squishy. Hang on, different Andrew. Oh, it's so confusing. Right, okay. Okay. So it's the same. Okay, same for you. Okay. Has anybody else has shifted or moved or anything like that? Anybody else has shifted? No. Okay. All right. Okay. So the next tapping point is here, and when you're tapping, it's not like bash. The light, I shouldn't have done that. The lighter you can do it, the better. So we're literally doing this. It's like, if you do that, if you practice doing that, but quite hard, and then go really gently, as if you can just feel it. And you're talking your crown. We're not talking here. We're talking the crown. If you do it here, it can. I feel it can be quite, ow. Here, and I want you to tune into this. So we've got this, this yellow. Moving to from the solar plexus down. It's still in your belly. Okay, so just tune into this blue sadness in my belly, this yellow, whatever it might be, in your, okay, and then now we're going to the inside of your eye, and we're tapping really gently. And I can do either side. You can do one, you can do both. It doesn't matter. It's the same. Some people do both. Okay, and just really tune into it. Okay, so this blue sadness in my belly, this heaviness in my belly. Oh, just take some deep breaths, okay? And as you're really tuning into whatever it is that's going on in your tummy, if you're feeling it more than one place, go to the strongest. Do one thing at a time. If it's more than one place, it means we've got a couple of more origin stories that we'd need to go to. So, okay, so under your eye here now. So these ones here, you've got the inside, outside, and underneath, and they're all on the bone. Yeah. Okay. Then we go straight down the middle and we do the one just under above your lip and under your nose. I do have a very nice PDF of me looking a bit weird with this on. I said sexy once, but I'm wrong. It's not. It's a bit weird. Right. This lip here, it's like in a pout. I pouted a lot, I think, as a kid. So that like line there doesn't get me anywhere anymore. Okay. The next one's quite tricky. It's not tricky. The next one can be more difficult to find because it's different everyone. So you've got your knobbly bits here. And it's like diagonally down and it's a squishy bit. So you find your knobbly bit and it's different on everybody. Sometimes it's quite close. If you go diagonally across until you go, oh yeah, there's a little squishy bit, it's there. A lot of people like that one. It's quite a popular, like when you're just a bit nervous or a little bit scared or a bit, a lot of people use that one without even knowing about it. Okay. The next one is like the monkey one, or it's the under your arm, or the one like a hug. So nipple line. And then I just do it like that. You can do it like that, but then I don't know. I think it's nicer like that. I like looking like a monkey. So all is well. And the next ones are just hands ones. So I know you're trying to learn this and think about what's going on. So imagine like at the perfume counter, you're just going to click your wrist together. And then the back as well. And then we tap. So on the top edge of each finger, you tap down. Or you want to do ninja style, you can do both at the same time. All right. Ninja. And then you can do the top one like that. Okay. And that's quite good if you've got someone who you don't want you to think you've gone slightly insane. Now, oh, it's all right, I'm fine. You can just do the hand ones. Or if you do want them to think you've gone insane, go for it. It's fine. I'm well aware it looks weird. It just works. So we're going to get over the fact it looks a bit peculiar and it really, really works. Okay. So now we've done a round of tapping. I know I've been chatting through it about tapping, but is it the same for everyone or is it moved? Is yours still the same? Andrew C. Was it Andrew C and Andrew H? Is yours still in the chest, Jules? Okay, moved lower right. Okay. So we're going to do what we're now going to do, wherever it is for you now, and focus on the one thing, just tune in together. So even though I have this thing, I accept myself right now. Even though I have this, I accept myself right now anyway. So just do it 3 times and then just start tapping. Now, have a pen and paper ready, tapping through. What's the first, give me the first age that comes into your head. The first age. Now, if you work with me, try not to go past life, Jules. That's all I'm going to say. If you worked with me before, it's like, oh, it's all right. It's just a timeline. Who cares? But ideally, let's not go past lives just tonight, if it just for my benefit, if possible. So the first age that comes to mind. Okay. Now, if you all got an age, if you all got a number, I'm not saying you know what it means. It doesn't matter. Okay, cool. You're 5. Okay, Jules. Sharp pain now. Is it too painful to carry on? Though, Andrew, no. Okay, cool. All right. Okay. Okay, so you've all got an age. Everyone's got an age. Okay. Okay. Now I want you to just look around. What's happening? Where is that? Where are you? You're at this age. Where are you? Can you all see where you are? Not like literally right this minute, but where are you at that age? I'm seeing Andrew go, I'm in the living room, love. Right, okay. Yeah, and okay, so yeah, it is serious business, but there's nothing wrong with laughing, in all honesty. Nothing wrong with laughing. Okay, so and what is happening? So at this age, let's say, so Jules, you're 5. Okay, so at this age, what can you see? And can you see the littler version of you? Can you visualize that? Okay, cool. Someone else is coming in. Okay. Can you all visualize that little version of you? And can can you make sure you're seeing them, not being them, if that makes sense? What we don't want to do, which is kind of what a lot of therapies do, is they go and just take you back there. You've got to experience it as a 5-year-old and like, oh no, and it all goes. That's when things start to get a little bit unpleasant. So if you can't see you, I want you to just like step out, like, you know, like you're in the Matrix, and just step out and have a little look. Okay. Okay. I just want you to have an idea of what's going on and why you're here. So, all right, we're not going to go too deep, because what I don't want to do is with everybody here that we have some abreactions. Okay, this is the beginning of quite deep matrix re-imprinting. So this wasn't the intention, actually. I don't know quite why I've done this, but I just get the feeling to do that. Okay, so have you all been taken back to a moment in time? Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay. Do you get an idea of what's happened there? And is there any way you could go and give that younger version of you a cuddle, if that's what they want? Just going to give them a cuddle. Okay. We're not going to do too much like heavy old work on this, but the more work I do like this, the more we get quite deep quite quickly. But so this is going to be, yeah, okay, cool. Where is the lady? Okay, right. Okay. Now I'd like you to, now you and the younger you, I want you to, with that feeling in you've got that feeling in your belly or the sharp pain in your belly, I'd like you then to think of another moment in time. Another moment, another age. Tuning into this feeling in your body. Have you all got another age? Try not to think about it. And if you're not getting anything, just literally just tune into the feeling in your body. There's reasons why we might not get to a story or anything, but just say, when was the last time? Give me a time I felt this before. Give me a time that I felt this before. Okay. And if you've got another age, just write down what's gone on. Write down what happened in that moment. So hopefully we've got like 2 moments in time this has happened for you before, and just keep tuning in to that feeling you've got in your body. And either you might have, oh my gosh, these memories are coming up, or you might just go, yeah, it's a bit, I don't really know. So just want you to tune in, and hopefully all that the tapping will do will reduce the intensity of the feeling in your body. Okay. Okay, and now another time that you felt this. We're kind of just getting to a few little stories about another time you felt this. Knowing that when we first started, we had a thing we wanted to either bring into our life or get rid of in our life. Okay, that's where the intention started. So just, as you're tapping through, just let your brain release like as many ticker tape moments in time as come up. I'm not asking you to put the dots together, just see what comes up as you're tapping through. I will do my very best to shut up. So tap through and just tune into that feeling in your body and allow. Oh my God, yeah. Oh, wow, yeah. Oh, all right, yeah. Just write down moments in time. And if it moves, just start again. If people are watching you, just tell them you've lost your mind. And now you're watching someone who's helping you get your mind back. Okay. If you're yawning or you feel the need to move, that's really good. It means some energy is kind of being released. So, or I'm really dull. Either way, it's fine. I know that's not true. No, I'm joking. It's fine. Okay. All right. Okay, cool. Okay. Has everyone got a few stories? Has everyone got a few stories written down? Okay. Is that a yes or a no? No, you haven't. Okay. Has anything come up for you, Andrew? Nothing at all. Has there any, is it moved at all in your body, or is it still the same? Come on.
Yeah, it's moved from my belly like to around like above my thighs. I don't know what organs are there, but it feels like it's in some organs there.
It was organs in your
Like,
inner thighs.
No, like where my like in the abdomen, but like parallel to my thighs.
Oh, okay. What, kidneys maybe?
Maybe.
Okay. Okay, so does it keep moving for you? No, it's been in there. Okay. All right. Okay. So
like started in my belly and then it's gone there.
Okay, and has it stayed there now?
Yeah.
Are you happy for me to just see if we can get a couple of memories, but bear in mind people will seeing you? Is that okay or not?
Yeah, cool.
Okay. All right. So tell me about what is it you've got? You've got blue in your.
It's red now.
It's red. Yeah.
In my lower abdomen.
Lower abdomen. And what's the emotion you've got there?
It's anger now. It was sadness.
Okay, anger. And how intense is it? 1 to 10, 0 to 10.
8.
8. Okay. All right. So I want you to repeat my words, and then I'm going to ask you some questions. Okay. And we'll see if we can get you a couple of bits of memory. Okay. So even though I've got this red anger in my lower abdomen. Start here.
Red anger in my lower abdomen.
Are you okay to love and accept yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I love and accept myself anyway.
I love and accept myself anyway.
So even though
I've
got this anger, I love and accept myself anyway.
I love and accept myself anyway.
Even though I've got this red anger in my lower abdomen.
Even though I've got this red anger in my lower abdomen.
I love and accept myself anyway.
I love and accept myself anyway.
Okay, so all this anger.
All this anger.
All this anger.
All this anger.
Is it still the same? Okay. What does this anger mean? Well, where did it come from? When was the last time you felt like that in your abdomen? See, can you see my hand here?
Yeah.
You look at my hand. Okay. If on my hand here, I've got the picture of the last time that you had all this anger in your lower abdomen, can you see it now? Can you see a picture? You can't see anything. Have you ever been aware of anger in your body before?
Yeah.
Yeah. What makes you angry?
Stupid questions.
Like that? Sorry.
No, not like that.
Okay, stupid questions. Who asked you stupid questions, Andrew?
Loads of people.
But who started asking you stupid questions to make you that angry? First person. Who's the first person that pops into your head who asks you a stupid question?
My mother.
Your mother. Yeah, we do that. Okay. What did she ask you, Andrew, to make you so angry? What stupid thing did she ask you to make you so angry? Were you very young?
I can't remember.
What do you feel like? Do you think if you had to guess, would you be very young?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you had to guess, what age would you be when she first started asking stupid questions to make you angry?
4.
If you okay, you'd be 4. And if you had to guess where you'd be when you were 4, where would you be when you were 4? With a stupid question. In your room. Okay. And if you had to guess what would she was being asking you, what would you guess?
What am I doing?
What are you doing?
Yeah.
And why is that such a stupid question that makes you so angry?
It's obvious.
What were you doing?
Playing.
So why is it making you angry? Because she's being stupid.
Yeah.
Why does that make you angry?
Because it's a waste of breath.
It's a waste of breath. Okay. So other people's waste of breath gets you angry.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you still feel that in your lower abdomen?
Not as much.
Okay. Okay. Who else wastes their breath talking to you, asking you stuff? Who else does that? If you had to guess at another person who would have done that, who would it be?
Oh, lots of chefs.
Lots of chefs. Oh, you're a chef. Okay. All right. Okay. Anyone else? Anyone significant? Any other significant moment? Another age when someone wasted their breath and got you angry, asking you stupid questions. If you had to guess at an age.
11.
11. Where was 11-year-old Andrew?
School.
School. Okay. And who was asking 11-year-old Andrew stupid questions?
The boys at school.
The boys at school. What would they have been asking you? If you had to guess what they were asking, what would they be asking you?
Don't know.
Okay. Just people talking for no good reason and wasting their breath, does that just get you angry?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's just to fill a gap.
And what's wrong with that? Why do you believe, Adam?
What's wrong with silence?
What's wrong with filling the gap?
No.
You don't know. Okay. Okay. Have you been aware of this before, though?
No.
Okay. Cool. All right. Okay, cool. All right. You've done loads of work on yourself, haven't you, Andrew?
Yeah.
Like shed loads of work. Okay. And sometimes when you've done loads of work, doing something a bit different and getting there a bit differently can be a bit more tricky. I would really encourage you to tap and just tune in to that. I'm getting angry when people waste their breath and won't be silent. And where does that take you? What do you believe about yourself or other people that gets you in that angry? Get to the belief that people should people should just know when to shut up? Is it that? Like when something resonates and then when you have a belief, then you can actually start to turn it around. Because the reason we go looking at memories is we're looking at what we made the memories mean. A lot is not about what the memory is. It could be anything. And often I play the Pink song, Fucking Perfect, because the video is all about her making something out of a memory that it didn't mean, what she made it mean. It wasn't traumatic, it's just what she did in order to. And I'll put that actually in the group. I think I'll play that. It's a really good video. But so I would invite you to go and have a look at that whilst tapping. Try not to use your other modalities, just because it's interesting to see if this will work for you.
Yeah.
Because when we do this, what we're doing is we're literally moving energy from our body. And the more we tune in to the belief we've got and the stories we're saying, but the stories go to a belief, and then the belief is what turns it. What we do is then we then turn the belief on its head. We do that more in the deeper work we can do to we can do it in group or as one-to-ones, but you can just physically turn the beliefs around. So I went into memories, for instance, and turned. I said, well, that's ridiculous. I used to hate birthdays, and it was because of a birthday party somebody threw. I didn't get anything I wanted. So literally from my 3rd birthday to now, I've hated birthdays because I'm always going to get disappointed. No one's going to do what I want, so I'd rather did nothing. Seriously. But since I was 3, literally, all I wanted was some dungarees and a whistle, yeah, and my friends, and I wanted cucumber and butter sandwiches. Like, I was a weird, odd child. Anyway, it's my 3rd birthday, and what my mum did, she made sausage roll. Like, there's awful, like, I don't know if you like them, but they've got like bits in them, I'm sure, cocktail sausages, like literally got grit in them. Yeah, right. They've got them in them. They're like warm, but like not really. A big load of people who I didn't want, because when I went back to the memory, I could just see knees because I was little. And I'm like, and this is it. And I was wearing a dress that I didn't mind wearing dress. I liked wearing dresses, but I wasn't even allowed to play with my guinea pigs in it. And it's my birthday, I'm wearing a shitty dress, and I can't even play with my guinea pigs. And I don't see a frigging cucumber sandwich in sight, because mum thought I should have cake, which didn't even like cake. Honestly, I went back and I went back into that memory. I was really cross. And then someone bought me a really crappy teddy bear that kept leaking, and I had to call Bumpy. I was so pissed off with the world. Every birthday after that got worse and worse and worse because I'd never dealt with that. So I went back to that moment in time. We got rid of all the tables. I gave her a whistle, some dungarees, and a massive drum. And she just went bam, 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 bam. And so little 3-year-old Lucy is perfectly happy in her 3-year-old birthday now. Yes, what happened, but the energy around it didn't need to like destroy my birthdays. So we shall see how I feel in 2 weeks. And I've been a stroppy cow in 2 weeks at my birthday. You'll know if it worked or not, won't you? I'm just saying what we can do. We change the energy. That wasn't traumatic, nothing bad. No one was horrible to me, but I made it mean something that affected my life. See what I mean? So that's why we go and try and get some memories. And with tapping, when we tune into the physical feeling, the stronger that is, we'll go back to a moment in time and then just write down memories and see what they mean. Getting rid of the beliefs is another. I mean, that's a whole nother thing. And actually going deeper into the beliefs, that requires a bit more work. But when you actually know what the problem is, when you know what you're dealing with and what you actually believe. So if the belief is something around, and I'm not putting that in your words in your mouth, Andrew, but if the belief is something like, why can't people just shut up? Why do people talk too much? Why people got a problem with silence? Why do you ask stupid fucking questions? Why does everyone ask stupid questions when they should be quiet? I don't know what the belief is, but you don't have to live, or you can say, well, absolutely too right. I want to keep that. Thanks very much. I quite like having that belief because people should shut up. You can have that if you want, but once you know what you're dealing with, then you can decide whether you want to get over it or not. There's always stuff you can shift about. It's all the reactions you don't want to have, or if you just think, well, fine, talk then, I'm just going to go over there because you're annoying. You can just not care about it. But if it does rile you up, then and out of interest, Andrew, what was the thing you wanted to work on at the beginning? I'm going to unmute you again. I'll unmute you again, or you can unmute yourself. What was the thing you wanted to work on at the beginning?
To have an amazing body.
To have an amazing body. Okay. What's wrong with your body then at the moment? What do you want to change about it?
It's a bit flabby.
A bit flabby. Okay, cool. All right. Okay. So can you see any link with the boys asking stupid questions, your mum asking stupid questions, and the link with that? Is there any way you can see the link with that to do with you feeling a bit chubby? No. Okay.
Wow.
You need to get some more memory. If you get some more memories, I reckon you would find a link. If you wrote them down and just saw what happened in those memories and those moments in time, keep tuning in to what you want, feel it in your body, and then let some stories come up. That would be cool.
Yeah.
And try not to think about it. Has anybody else got anything they want to share with me or any questions they want to ask? Jules is just tapping. Jules is probably like got some kind of another. Jules gets revelations quite a lot, which is really cool. What about you, Jane or Andrew H? Anything you want to ask or share, or Layla? I struggle to say your name without wanting to sing Eric Clapton. No, Layla, I'm really struggling. I even played it. Yeah, okay, Andrew H.
Do you always stick with a particular order? Or if somewhere's resonating, you stick with that area? Doesn't really matter. We're tuning into it the same way we would with somatics.
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Good question. It's almost like I planted that, Andrew H. No, absolutely. If something feels good, stick with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like, in fact, before EFT was EFT, it was ETT, I think, or TFT or something.
Yeah.
And they, so before Gary Craig kind of got it to where it is now, EFT, they actually used to tap, but depending on the problem. So say you had a bee sting, you would tap in a certain order to get rid of the sting. If it was appendicitis, you would say, well, you tap there, here, hum a song, 9 gamut, look a funny way. They would literally have a different, it was not so, but then it got very so what Gary Craig was like, well, he spent hundreds of thousands learning that, and he thought, that's a bit of hard work. Let's just tap on everything and see what feels right.
Yeah.
And you will like, and the reason the hands are quite good ones is because they do cover quite a lot of meridians, the fingers. So so when you're teaching kids them, really good thing to teach kids. Like my kids do this all the time, but my daughter loves this one. She teaches her friends just at school and stuff. So yeah,
it's funny because sorry, go on.
Carry on.
That didn't resonate at all, but yeah, just here and just there, absolutely massive difference.
Yeah, but you're into somatics anyway, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But it was interesting how big they just felt beautiful. It was like, stay here, stay here. The rest of them were like, yeah, that's okay, go there.
Yeah, and I have some, and also I find that depending on how I'm feeling will depend. Like when I feel really sick, I use the 9 gamut. I use this one here, which we very rarely do. I tell you a really good one. If you're not getting anywhere, I'm going to show you. Did I do the 9 gamut last time, Jane? Did I do that weird 9 gamut one? No. Okay, I'll show you the 9 gamut. I'll give you the 9 gamut procedure. How exciting. Right. If you're like, I'm tapping, no, not getting anything. It's you might, even if you think you're not getting something, you'll be getting something. And my top tip, which we also do in the group, is smash it in 7. Because I do like really cringe-worthy titles. So smash it in 7 is tapping for 7 minutes at a time. And I don't mind me saying Jules, but Jules went on my program and she started and she was thinking, oh my God, hours of my day I've got to tap for. And oh good, yeah. Oh gosh, you triggered more, Jules. That's amazing. Awesome. Okay, cool. If you just tap for 7 minutes with no idea on what you're tapping on, don't even try and think about it. If you're finding you're getting blocks, so people who say, I can't feel a thing, nothing at all. Nothing is happening for me. Okay, even though I've got nothing, even though nothing is coming up, there is not one single feeling in my body when I tap, I love and accept myself, or whatever it might be. Literally meet yourself where you are, because you've got to remember that your subconscious is there to protect you. So when you're getting depressed, when you're overeating, when you're feeling so sad, when you want to just lock yourself away, when your body hurts, when everything feels wrong, when you want to drink to oblivion, when you don't want to eat anything, when you just want to eat whatever it is that you're doing, that is your subconscious trying to protect you. So when you first start this, when you get a block, it's like your subconscious going, I don't agree with you. I don't think we should shift this. This is real. This is helping you. I'm trying to save you from yourself. So I'm going to just make sure you feel nothing, and then you'll stop. And it can happen when we've done quite a bit of work. We think, you know, I got it to the point, I was with my EFTs and I was literally, I can't tap anymore. Can't do this anymore. Please just make it stop. It feels really like detox. It's very hot. And even though I feel like I'm deep, it's very hot and sweaty. It's probably, yeah, I'm quite hot and sweaty too, but I think I might be, I'm gonna close myself in a tiny room. No, I'm joking. I'm going camping at the weekend, which makes me feel slightly uneasy. Joking, it's not really. It's just me on a blow up bed. Moving forward. Anyway, I'm not making light of it at all, Andrew. I tend to find humor in as much as possible, and it's never ever personal. Not about anyone else anyway. Yeah, so your subconscious, you won't want you, because, you know, if you, the belief might be, okay, so I get it. It's not something I specialize in because it's just not my forte, but people who've got autoimmune problems can be entirely healed, like people with cancer, like people with MS, like anything, it can be healed, because you can heal your body with your mind. It can be done. The biggest problem you have when it's got such a grip on your body is it also has a grip on your mind. And when you have things like, a friend of mine's got fibromyalgia, I love her to bits, but there's no way she wants to get rid of it. Part of who she now is somebody who feels like that, somebody who, it's not like she ever gets pity or anything, but that's just who she is. I mean, the way she talks is that's who she is, and that's totally okay. But when she tries to heal, bam, the blocks get thrown up and send us in all sorts of anywhere else but dealing with the problem. So she'll deal with, she had a random allergy we got rid of. She had this, anything, but trying to deal with the crux of why all these triggers. And like with autoimmune, there's lots of different things. You get people with, if anybody's seen anyone with like quite, you know, hands that were really arthritic, this is because at some point they've let go of something. They've had to let go and they didn't want to. So I've seen it personally. It's also something that Carl taught us. But my stepdad, he will almost say, oh, I didn't really have it that badly. Half an hour of actually just watching me do an EFT session on my mum. He was like, he was just like, oh yeah, my hands. I was like, what have you let go of, Jim? Well, I lost a wife. I lost two wives. I gave up a business. I left the RAF. I bam, 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 bam. All these things he gave up willingly, but he talks about them all the time. He relives his youth, and he's there like with his gnarled hands, not be able to use them. He can now, and he will say that it wasn't really even a thing, but he literally had these gnarled hands that he could hardly use. They were cold. He was in shock all of the time. He was reliving these when he let his daughter go away to school, when he lost his wife, when he lost his sister, when he lost his mum, all of these things were making his hands just like crease in. I don't know why I'm telling you this, but it's like if you say, I get nothing, start there. That's where I'm trying to say, is because your subconscious will do everything it can to stop you sometimes. So I'm getting nothing. This is a load of shit. All right. Tap in on my hand. What a pile of bollocks. Even though it's a pile of bollocks, I love myself anyway. Even though this is shit, it won't work for me. Nothing works for me. Why does nothing work for me? I don't know. Like for me, it was like, well, when I went to Car, I went, so I was there, even though he went, can you remember a trauma? I said, yes, I remember a trauma. This is the trigger for anyone. I'm really, really sorry. But actually, no, I won't give that one. I'll give him one. I was in an anorexic clinic, and to stop the evil woman coming, I locked myself in the toilet. And when you're with a load of bulimics, that's not very popular. All right. So I locked myself in the toilet nearest the brown kitchen, which the brown kitchen was just the one with all the people who used to vomit a lot. I know it sounds sorry, right? Anyway, I went and locked myself in this store, and I remember this. All I remember is her eye coming through the keyhole like that, and it was like, whoa. I thought, I've dealt with that now. I've dealt with it. And he says, right, I want you to pick. I said, I've dealt with it. It's fine. Nothing. You know, yeah, she was horrible, but yeah. And Carl just said, look at me, and I almost was like sick everywhere. I was like, oh my God, I talked about this moment. I'd done everything. I'd done REM sleep therapy on this moment. This woman, this terrifying woman, I thought, shit, she's got me. I was so scared of this woman and what she was capable of doing, and I hadn't dealt with it. I thought I had. So, you know, but by thinking I dealt with it, I've relived the moment, and traumas like that was really traumatic to me. And there was other things that have happened in my life that I just, yeah, I can look at that memory now. It's fine. Yeah, like, yeah, that was horrific and horrendous, but I'm good. It can often be we just have blocked it out. We've blocked our emotional connection to it. We haven't really, if we can look at it and feel nothing, it's possibly disassociation that we've got with the memory. I'm not sure quite where that came up, but when you do this, you tune in to say, even though, if you want to see if you've dealt with the memory, tune into a specific moment in time and see how it makes you feel, and without judgment, and say, even though I think I've dealt with everything, if there was something I had to deal with, what would it be? If there was a thing that I could release, what would it be? And see what comes up. And, you know, because this will release so much stored energy. And like I say, when trauma keeps being stored and stored and stored, it starts to affect your body. And that's when my big, huge volume 1 of metaphysical anatomy comes into play. So I had lower back problems, huge lower back problems, massively traumatic with my financial and family life. I was burdened with not knowing exactly what to do. So yeah, so I think I've very long-windedly answered the question. Even if it doesn't work, tap on that and something will come up. And yeah, so the biggest problem with this is we can only do so much in, I have no watch, that's not good, I don't believe Newtonian time. Who needs that? Okay, so we can't do it all, but all I'm trying to teach you here is the essence of how to do a different type of self-healing without talking about it, without being re-traumatized by it. The key things to take from it is, though, do not judge what comes up. Don't judge it. It's coming up. And even if you just tap, like I say, smash it in 7. Jules, I remember Jules was saying she got panicked. That's where I started. Oh my God, ages ago I started there. Jules was was worried she'd have to do hours of tapping. She joined my program to heal herself from something. And then she's like, oh my God, I've got so much to do. What am I going to do? And I just said, do it for 7 minutes. That's it. And when you tell yourself you can do it in 7 minutes, it's amazing what you can do in 7 minutes. You actually say, right, I'm only doing this for 7 minutes. Before I do my teeth, I'm just going to tap. And don't tap with a view to get anywhere. Just tap for the sake of doing it. And then you might think the next day, okay, I'm going to tap. Let me just see if I can shift something little. I don't want to be cross today. I want to enjoy the moment. I want to not need chocolate. I want to do that today. Even though I want chocolate sometimes, I love it. You know what I mean? It starts really small and you can do it in 7. But yeah, is there any questions you've got so far? I will show you 9 gamut, but is there any questions you've got so far? Layla, do you want to say anything? Or are you like, what the fuck is going on? I'll talk to you the weekend. Jane, have you got anything you want to say? Do you want to ask anything or say anything? Do you want to say anything? I'm going to unmute you. Is that all right? Okay, I've unmuted you. Is there anything you want to ask? Because I know you've been here before. Not as in the universe, but here with me. You don't want to speak. You don't want to speak. Okay. Anybody else got any questions? Yes, you are allowed to eat. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yes, Andrew. C.
Can you have you got it on a piece of paper, like where we tap? Because
I've got better than that. I've got pictures of me doing it. Oh yeah. Yeah. That is a very sexy PDF. I will. I'm joking. It is, but I have one. It depends on who's watching. Depends on perception, like everything else in the world. Saucy, you're right, Andrew, very saucy. I'm actually even wearing this shirt, which I do actually wear other things sometimes. So yes, it's not that saucy. I don't know, I keep saying it's sexy, it's not. but I'm doing this because my daughter's taking the pictures. It's really like, so she was taking, and I thought, yeah, and I thought, I just need to run with it. I've got to get this out. I hate doing PDFs. So yeah, I did a PDF, 7-page one, have you know, which also gives you the even those, which gives you poor Andrew's like, oh, I don't know what to do now. Laughing away. Cool. Yeah. Well, humor's everything. Isn't it? Okay. So does anybody feel like they've had enough, or they actually want to know more? Everyone's good for the rest of your life, all is well. Okay, cool. Right, okay, amazing. Okay, right, saucy, sweaty and hot. Right underneath sweaty, happy to know more if time. Oh, Andrew, I literally was the annoying person who asked lots of questions. When I was training at work, I would be everyone get kept late because of me. So I'm happy to do more. What I will say is I'll do a little bit more. I'll teach you the 9 gamut. What I will say is that the really important thing about EFT is consistency. You're talking to the least consistent person in the world here, but tapping, you just need to keep doing it. And you need to be very focused on one thing. But that's why I set up the tapping group, to be honest, is because when you start getting a bug for it, doing it regularly over the last couple of months. Do you want to say anything, Jules, seeing as you're there? Do you want to say anything?
Very quickly, if I can do quick.
I'll mute myself because it's really hard to show.
So I came on one of Lucy's free workshops, and I think I've done everything ever since, including the 6-week program. And I actually trained in, believe it or not, I trained in EFT many years ago, and I've never really used it. And this has been life-changing for me, and I'm not saying that lightly, it really has. And every time I do it, because I've been doing it regularly now, I'm shifting loads of stuff. I'm hoping I'll get to the stage when there's nothing left to shift, but you do have to do it regularly, I think. Lucy provided us all on the program with this lovely little journal that I've been writing in every day for the last couple of months. So yeah, consistency, I think that is the key thing here.
I am muted. I know I'm muted. Thank you, computer. Yeah. So if any of you think, do you know what, doing this, if there's something in it, you are more than welcome to come and join the group for a couple of weeks. You're more than welcome to come and join my tapping group that I've got for a couple of weeks and see if showing up for half an hour, it will be half an hour on a Tuesday, just showing up on a Tuesday for half an hour and just tapping as a group. And what I do is I'll work with somebody as a demo every Tuesday. That's what I do. It's the first one tomorrow, actually. And so tonight is just really to show you what tapping is and to get you into doing it and to answer questions and stuff. I bet it's not half an hour. Okay, Jules, do you know what? I'll see you. I bet it's not half an hour. Jesus Christ. Anyway, thanks, Jules, for your faith. Anyway, no, it probably won't be half an hour, but you can leave after half an hour. You can leave whenever you want. But if you want it, it's the first one tomorrow. And we've got quite a great group of people. Some have hardly ever done it, some have done it loads. But if you wanted to come along and see how it works in practice, as in to be part of a group of people who are tapping on something specific all at the same time, you are more than welcome to come along and try it out for a couple of weeks. And there's loads of, and I've got like a guest speaker each month who, like, I've got Wendy who brought me in. She's coming to talk. Her speciality is fear. And she has even set up FAST, which is they deal with frontline staff with EFT and tapping, and they've had 100% positive response from everybody who's taken up their free sessions and stuff. So she's amazing, but she specializes in fear, like fear of public speaking, fear of flying, ants, whatever it might be. She's a phobia specialist. So she's going to come and have a chat with people, which will probably be about 45 minutes because she's very good like that. And I come up and help people write scripts. So if you want access to that, I'll pop the link in here if you want access to that. There you go. You can sign up. There you go. Yeah, and it will just show you how we do it in practice, because there's only so much I can do here with people who may or may not have had anything to do with tapping before. Do you all feel like you've had some benefit from this? Yeah? Would you care, not for my ego, because I don't really have one now, but what have you taken out of it, and what would you think isn't very helpful? Just really quickly, you can type it in if you want. What have you taken out of this that's been really helpful? It's good for me to know when I run them. I like to know what people have found useful. You can either write it to everyone or just to me. It's up to you. It's just really handy, because when I download this and I go, oh, I won't do that next time.
Can I speak rather than type it?
Of course you can, Andrew.
Oh, thanks, you're so kind.
I know.
Yeah, just even little things like I've noticed, because I'm into the somatics thing anyway, but like noticing how my right hand is now after doing a little bit of work on that. And I started playing around with the left after saying I wasn't getting much out of the right. And the left was really, really soft and receptive, and the right was resistant, as you suggested. And I actually started tapping them on the edge of the table just a little bit. I know I wasn't using my fingers, it's probably not ideal, but it just started really releasing there. And obviously stuff moved earlier, there was that tension in the solar plexus, and it went down to the lower ribs and then lower back. And yeah, it's just interesting. It's another way for me of watching energy move around the system, which is really useful. I love learning new stuff like this.
Cool.
In that realm. So yeah, really cool.
Okay, cool. And so do you think it's something you'll maybe use a bit more and you'll bring into what you do? Can you see yourself using it? Yeah,
definitely, because I'm already starting to work with touch, as you know. So this is, it's another element of that. And when you feel something work, obviously you're not just going to leave it. So even though I only felt it more in particular areas, it's something that then resonates. So yeah.
The one thing I would say is that even when you feel it work, sometimes people do leave it because it's quite scary.
Okay.
EFT works really quickly.
Yeah.
Do you know one thing? My kids, for example, they won't do it sometimes because I want to be angry. So I get that. I want to be angry at you. I don't want to forget it. I don't want to be okay with it. You annoyed me. That's what I get a lot.
I had the best line. Sorry, Rob, I had the best line from one of my friend's children the other day. Do I have to care?
No.
He said to him, don't you care? He was like, do I have to care? It's like, there's no answer to that. Absolutely no.
No, you don't have to care about anything. No, not at all. No. So EFT, a lot of people do resist it. They feel stuff moving. And like I say, it is a whole nother session, but the biggest thing when it comes to EFT, because it works quickly, because you start feeling the healing, your subconscious will know it's being healed before you do. Bam, we have sabotage comes in. Wham, there we go. Let's just, I know, if I do heal this, then this. So that is a whole nother day. Well, that's a whole nother lifetime of self-sabotage and negative consequences. But that is a huge part of what happens when you start healing. It is like, no. And, yeah, that's a whole course, is it not, Jules? Actually, I'm just trying to think. That's my whole course, is on our upper limits, our sabotages, our stories, our limits, our ego, our mess. I literally cover it all. The difference is, and I wasn't going to talk about, so that Jules mentioned the 6-week program I'm doing, and I've alluded to it. So I think Andrew C. Sorry, I'm calling you that. I feel like it's really like we're in school, but it's, I'm actually doing it on money. The next, so I did my 6-week program on relationships, and I won't go into names, but we had somebody who, before they even started, realized they didn't love themselves, so almost healed that before they even kicked off. Then we had someone who had terrible relationship with an illness and a family member. Someone else has a massive problem with illness. Someone else had a massive problem shifting their relationship with a partner, and somebody had a couple of people with partners. What it ended up being for everybody was a relationship with himself. It always is, right? But the next level, what we're doing, I've decided I'm going to run this program. I'm not trying to sell it to you here because you can't even buy it. So that's not what this is about. You can't even sign up to it yet. But I'm just letting you know that you can heal everything, but there is always blocks. Now, the biggest blocks I've seen are relationships, money, health, and food. They're the biggest ones I've seen that I work with. So the next one we're going to do is it's the Life by Design, but I'm changing the name of it as well. It's all about money and wealth and how to get it, how to get the abundance you require through this program. And yes, the first 2 weeks are mainly about tapping and stories, but then we go into the other stuff. So we go into the sabotages, negative consequences, the messes, the upper limits, all this. We can literally cover it all, the human design. So you learn about your design, which for me was really important. So like I say, I'm not selling that. I'm just letting you know that that's a really important part. And actually, I asked the question on several different groups, actually, what's your view on money? Wow, people are really, fuck it, I don't want it anyway. And wow, okay. I'd love it, but it doesn't love me. I'm just like, and I'll share this with you, that anybody, like people who have too many chocolate, like one of my clients, I've even written it as a testimonial, she went, the chocolate roll update. When she started viewing the chocolate rolls like a really toxic relationship, she realized that she was actually abusing digestives and chocolate rolls, and she wasn't appreciating their stuff in her life. I kid you not, when you start actually seeing what you're putting on a chocolate roll and a digestive, you don't want to. So, oh my God, I'm eating it and feeling empty. It feels awful. Like, yeah. And then I'm really mean with the digestives. I eat some and then I hide them away like they're dirty. Seriously, like when you start viewing it like this, like you're actually putting other things onto other things. And if you just think about your relationship with money, imagine money's your lover. Like imagine it's your partner in life. How are you treating it, and how are you letting it treat you? Like, oh, I'll show up and I'm going to go again like a really mean person who's never around. I can't rely on you. I'll just do my own thing. I'll pretend you don't exist. So that's how we go into the money story. But there's loads of stuff around money. And I know myself because I went through an incredible money, huge money issues. I didn't know I had them. I was speaking to you, Andrew, wasn't I, about it? I didn't even know I had any money issues. I thought, wow, I'd like some more, but whatevs. Wow. So that's why I've decided to do the next one about money. And Jules will be there because she signed up once, so she's in it for life. So it's really great. So once you do it once, you get to do it all forever and ever. But anyway, I'm just telling you about that, but forget it because you can't die anyway. You can't do anything about it. What you cannot recommend highly enough, because Jules is like my fan. She's not here to tell everyone how amazing I am. I promise you, she's not. Anyway, so if you guys want to come along and just see what it's like for the group, which isn't like this, it is specifically about tapping on a specific thing. I'll do a demo with somebody, and what we do is what's called it's a little bit what I did with Andrew, but we go a bit deeper into something. We're all tapping on something quite similar as well, and it's getting into the zone of tapping, and everyone is talking. It's really specific about the tapping. So if you want to give it a go, just let me know, click on the link and come along. It's really cool. It's 8 o'clock because hopefully my kids are asleep by then, or I've just locked them in their room, so it's fine, they can't get out. I'm joking, genuinely kind of joking. Sorry. Right, I don't lock my children up very much, so it's fine. Has anybody got any other questions? No. Has anybody feeling like something's come up that they were like, oh, they want to talk to me about after, off camera, away from everyone else? Anybody like think, oh, actually, I feel a bit icky about that? Wow, that's amazing. Okay. Is anyone like, I'll see you at the weekend? This is just right. Just more smiley. Oh, that's because all these beautiful faces. Okay, cool. Great. Okay. Well, I do quite a few free workshops and stuff. So please, please, please don't think I do this just to try and flog your stuff, because I don't. I just believe everybody should have tools to do stuff. Yay. I just believe everybody should be able to heal themselves and have that power. I do loads of stuff, the surface stuff like this, loads of it for free. But I also believe that there's huge amounts of value in the paid stuff I do. So the group I do is amazing, and the people who are joining are amazing. That's amazing. That is actually at £49 a month, by the way. you can come and try it. I think I put it as like £4.95. You can try for 2 weeks. That's it, and you never have to. But the only reason I put any payment at all is because it does makes a difference. If someone pays for something, they're probably going to show up. So that's why it's not a big amount. But if you want to try it, it's like £4, like £5 for 2 weeks to come along. So if you want to come along, click on that link. It's a £5. Come along to where the Zoom link's there, and that'd be cool. And then join the group. But because I do believe that the programs I do are life-changing and amazing, and not one single person has said, well, most people were, said, oh my God, you could charge loads more, to be fair. So yeah, the paid stuff I do is amazing, I'll be honest with you, but it's not just coming from me, it's coming from what I feel is around me. And I've got amazing like channels, and so I'm not a medium in any way, but if you knew how much I prepare for a meeting, you would terrify you. So I don't prepare at. I could show you. I won't show you because it's a bit embarrassing. But so I did a whole. The guys knew, for instance, the last time, I'll just quickly tell, the guys knew last time that I'd never done it before, and I was literally instinctively running a 6-week program. I had no plan, and they knew that. They knew I knew what I wanted to teach each week, because I already had that in my head for like 6 years. But they knew I didn't have anything planned, and it was probably the most incredible 6 weeks for me as well, watching what people can achieve and knowing that they don't need me. They go off and they just heal their shit without me or anyone else, and they've got so much power. Wouldn't you say, Jules? The power you have is utterly immense, and that's what I do. I don't want. Kel even said, just don't need you anymore. I love you, but I just don't need you. I feel like Nanny McPhee. It's fantastic. So yeah, so that's not me trying to sell stuff. That's just me saying I'm really passionate about what I do. I do the free stuff because everybody should have access to it. You want my pay, you want to change your life, join a program, or come along to this tapping thing for a £5. I'm not quite there yet. Still need you for a while. Oh, Jules, I'll always need you. I need you. It's amazing. Yeah, mainly for my book collection. I keep suggesting books to Jules and she buys them all. It's really funny. Having said that, there's also a book club in TCT. Tap the crap out of that. There's also a book club of really cool books that you don't get forced to read. And if you want to join the book club and read a different book, you can do that as well. There really is no kind of weird Nazism about it. Anyway, I know I've taken loads of your time and I am just rambling, and I want to say thank you so much for showing up. I appreciate your time so much, and I'm always open to questions and stuff, and if anything's bothering you or you want to know more stuff, I will absolutely help as much as humanly possible. But I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for showing up. And yeah, do you feel like because you do loads of modalities, don't you? So you feel like you've learned something good?
Yeah, I felt something shift in my body. It's hard to explain, but yeah, it was just hard with the and I was thinking too much about where to tap as well, so that was probably detracting from the process. When that becomes automatic, you can go into the thoughts deeper, can't you?
Yeah, and that's the thing with this, it's just learning how to tap, where to tap, and then not being too worried just to try new things. But yeah, try new things. Yeah, it can be a bit like, oh, okay, where? All right, yeah. But even doing that, you'll still shift stuff because your body can't help but move energy. So it will still shift stuff. But yeah, absolutely. If you want to know any more, just but when I'll give you I'll upload my sexy PDF into the inside job. I'll put it in file I bet there's a file section. I'll put it in there.
All right, yeah.
Or I could just email everybody, but that might annoy some people. So I'll just put it in the group. Is everyone in the group? Okay, I'll upload it into there.
All right, good.
It's already in the you've got it, haven't you, Jules? I've looked at it in the platform and the group, as in when if you did ever sign up to the Tapping Society thing, it's in there as well, but I will upload it into the group because it is quite a handy PDF, and you can comment on the sheer sauciness of my tapping moves. Not a problem. I've made it up to be something it really isn't, but anyway. Okay, is there anything else at all I can help with? No. Well, thank you. I really appreciate your time. Thanks, guys. I hope it's helped. And like I say, most of the workshops are about an hour and a half. So come to the next. I am doing a Mind Your Money boot camp. So people can see roughly how I'm going to show you how we you obliterate your money blocks. So I'll post that later this week. That's not this though. That's not like tapping. That's something else. Okay, cool. So thanks so much for your time. I love you lots. Mwah.
Yeah.
I'll see you soon. You're so amazing. You lot. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.